Where do you see vis-a-vis terrorism, the whole area playing out? Russia is also in talks with you. China is also coming in. Iran is, of course, there as well. India was the first strategic partner. In terms of international terrorism and the American presence, how do you visualize the other countries panning out?
Well, in terms of the American and NATO presence in Afghanistan, for the purposes of the war on terror, we have not been as successful as the situation required. And if there's any continuation of this presence, and in the name of terrorism, it must deliver. It must deliver to the satisfaction of the countries around us as well. Russia must feel secure from terrorism. China must feel secure from terrorism. India must feel secure. So must Pakistan and Iran. And also, in the same vein, in the same spirit, these countries must contribute to the cause together with the rest of the international community. So what we require for success is a getting together for a common purpose of the defeat of terrorism. That has not been there so far.
Common purpose, again, just bringing in India here. As I said, we were the first to sign a strategic partnership with you. We have modestly, I believe, increased training of Afghan security forces. There are possibly talks happening about equipment being shared. Could you give us a little bit more of what exactly Afghanistan needs from India?
India is a great destination for us, for the training of our military, for the training of our police, for the provision of equipment that India can provide that is within the means of India. We are certain that the proximity that we have, the centuries of civilizational links that we have, makes it easy for an Afghan young officer, man or woman, to come to India and get the best from here. And that will be a great contribution to bringing the Afghan army and police to an institutionalized order, which is of the highest importance for us.
Mr. President, we talked about economic, strategic and military. Just briefly wanted to talk about the political transition that happened in 2014. You have said you will not stand, it's against the Constitution.
Yes.
Are there any people you have in mind? Because there is a lot of talk about how you could possibly play a role behind the scenes.
Well, I have already launched a process of consultation. I met with professors and lecturers of our universities, the academic, twice. I met with the clergy. I met with the media and the analysts on the media. I will continue this process of consultation to take us to a proper election, to take us to a technically correct election, to take us to an election that will have the trust of the Afghan people, which is a must for a good election. And in this consultative process, naturally, there will be qualities discussed for the future presidents of Afghanistan. The qualities are known. And eventually, it will be the Afghan people who will vote for the president. But what we must try is to have a vote that is the next day accepted by the Afghan people, and to have a president elected that is the next day accepted by those who don't vote for him as well. So that is the end result in mind.
And again, the question of you not wanting foreign observers in the commission that is looking at complaints. Overall, looking at it, I can understand where the sentiment is coming from. You're saying that foreigners interfering.
Absolutely,
in the country.
They did.
But wouldn't it be in the larger issue of transparency for the international community be better?
We have no issue with observers, but we have an issue, a serious one, with those who will become members of the Complaint Commission. In the past two elections, the members of the Complaint Commission were either involved, the foreign members, the European American members, were either involved in rigging the elections or were completely ineffective in preventing any such wrongdoings. Observers are welcome, but they cannot be part of our commission. Can a foreign person be a member of the Indian Election Commission? No. So why should we allow that in Afghanistan? The Americans don't allow it in their own country, but they're seeking it for us. So it's not fair.
Mr. President, when you look back, what would you like your legacy to be?
A legacy of a stable and democratic Afghanistan.
And again, I remember the last time we talked about deeper Indian connection in the sense your son, Mirwais, who's probably around 5 now, was born a few hours before India's Republic Day. We do know now that you have a daughter as well, and the Prime Minister had wished you. If I'm not mistaken, her name is also Malala.
Yes, Malala.
And that's a big subject. You've also named her after Malala of Maiwand.
Exactly.
Giving us
well, there are
idea of strength of Afghan women.
There are now 2 Malalas. One is the Malala of Maiwand, and then there is the Malala of Yousafzai, who was attacked for her seeking education. So I hope my daughter too will be one of those Malalas who will be educated and also seeking education for women.
Mr. President, thank you so much. Tashakur.
Most welcome. Good to talk to you.
Great.
Good to talk to you. Great.